The time is now 6:53 on this Tuesday morning, and here's what you need to know before you go.
We have an update on a deadly officer-involved shooting Sunday in north central Minnesota. It happened Sunday afternoon in Walker, according to the Cass County Sheriff's Office. There was an exchange of gunfire between a deputy and suspect. Authorities initially responded to the sounds of gunshots, and when officers responded to the scene, they approached the suspect, where he then fled on foot. Moments later, investigators say there was an exchange of gunfire. The suspect was pronounced dead at the scene. Now we're learning that the deputy that was shot in the leg is expected to make a full recovery. The Minnesota BCA is investigating.
Two Harbors has long faced housing challenges, but city leaders say a $17 million project in the works could turn the tide. Superior-based developer Vision Incorporated has proposed a 75-unit apartment building in Two Harbors, hoping to break ground as soon as January. The North Shore Flats development would offer market-rate units, with a small percentage set aside for affordable housing. The final step in financing would be to secure tax abatements from the city, the county, and the school district, each of which will be holding a public hearing in the coming weeks.
Prior to 1954, what we now call Veterans Day was known as Armistice Day. In 1940, the day started sunny and warm. It ended far differently, though. A massive storm system plowed into the upper Midwest while duck hunters were out on an unseasonably warm day. Now, the tables turned quickly as those hunters fought for survival in a raging blizzard that the technology of 1940 couldn't track. In this week's Holding On to History, meteorologists Hunter McCullough and Brendan Pham join Dave Anderson to look at the carnage caused by the blizzard of 1940. You can find that full story on our website.
Female entrepreneurs packed the deck yesterday for the third annual Women in Leadership Conference. The sold-out event was put on by the Duluth Area Chamber of Commerce. The event is designed to motivate and inspire female leaders entering the workforce or looking to excel in their current career fields. Northern News Now's very own Laura Lee was the conference MC once again this year. All event proceeds benefit the Fuse Duluth Young Professionals program.